Good afternoon, everyone. Well, good evening, I should say. Good evening, everyone. This is Gene, and I'm back with another video. This video, sadly, is going to be, well, sad. And uh, I might come across as a bit angry because I am. I'm going to try to keep hold of my tongue as much as I can, but if I sound pissed, it's because I am. So, a comic artist, one of the artists behind books such as X-Men Grand Design and many others, apparently has unalived himself, as we can see here with Mimology 101. So the story, from what I understand of it, is that Mr. Piskor, Ed Piskor, was recently accused. I want to emphasize that word, accused of sexual misconduct, sexual allegations against him, supposedly involving minors. Again, I don't know too much of the story. I don't follow, especially the mainstream comics. I probably follow a bit too much drama when it comes to the indie scene, but I really don't pay too much attention to the mainstream anymore or their dramas. So I can't say I know too much about how this popped off. What I do know is that it was at present allegations, right? That's it, allegations. Apparently, nothing had gone to court or to trial yet. It was just allegations. And apparently, Mr. Piskor posted a 5-page uh, unaliving note. I don't like having to use these euphemisms for Twitter, but I don't want the video pulled, so please forgive me for that. And the unaliving worked, right? We see here from here's Renfamous. I will respond to her in a bit, but we see here from Comic Tropes that he says, "I feel sick. I just got a message from Ed Piskor's family that he is in fact gone. My heart goes out to his family." And another tweet that I saw. This talks about the insanity of the internet. This one. Let me see here. This is from Tonic Mole. Yeah. So apparently, um, Ed was driven to self-deletion over this drama. Now, sadly, sexual misconduct allegations against men are not new, right? Um, in sports, there's plenty of examples in sports, but in sports, there was Kobe Bryant, both during his life and after his unfortunate passing in January of 2020. Some individuals tried to bring up the rape allegations against him from like 20 years ago by that point. But more recently, there was the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial, right, where Johnny lost pretty much all of his career opportunities at that point because of the allegations and the general belief for a long time that he had been abusive toward Amber Heard, and it took a very public legal case to finally show the truth of the matter, that she was very abusive herself, right, and abusive toward him, and that he was an abused husband. And then, of course, in 2019, we had Vic Mignogna and the sexual allegations, sexual misconduct, I should say, allegations made against him by several people at Funimation, in particular Monica Rial and Jamie Marchi, and how that pretty much tore the anime community apart at the time. And the reason I bring those up is to highlight the fact that allegations, especially that serious, ideally should not play out in the court of public opinion, especially in a court as reactive and heartless and cruel and with a lack of, hell, a lack of patience and reading comprehension, but also a lack of grace and always just looking to punish but never looking to understand, like Twitter, right? Cancel mobs, right? People always love to feel like they are justified when they are part of a cancel mob, right? Everybody loves the wisdom of the crowd until the crowd proves unwise, until the cancel mob, until the mob mentality that Renfamous is complaining about because she doesn't want to take responsibility for her role in this, right? Everybody loves the mob mentality until the mob gets it wrong and someone unalives themselves, right? Some of the most dangerous words in the human language are "I was just following orders." Some of the most dangerous words you'll ever hear. I was just doing what everyone else was doing. I was just following the crowd. There is a reason why stuff like this sincerely infuriates me. Now look, Ed might have been guilty. I don't know. I didn't look into the matter, right? The investigation didn't hit my desk. Didn't hit my supervisor's desk. And that's another reason why I'm commenting on this. Because in my professional work, in my professional life, I have spent the better part of 14 years assisting with investigations. Because we do many things in my office, in the compliance office of the college where I work, and investigations into violations of policy, including the sexual misconduct policy, are thoroughly looked into. And depending on the situation, can actually undergo very long and complicated administrative hearings. We don't play. And stuff like this is why, because when you make an allegation against somebody, especially a serious one like sexual misconduct, which is an umbrella term that can mean a great many things, right? It can mean anything from giving someone the elevator eyes, looking them up and down, to actual, physical sexual assault, right? And we've seen all types of cases come and go in my 14 years, or in my line of work. And I have sat in interviews with men who were accusers, men who were being accused, and I have seen them have all sorts of reactions. I once saw a man break down in tears, because he could not believe what was being alleged against him. This is not a game. And where I work, we have to speak to, at the very least, the complainant, the person who makes the allegation, the respondent, of course, the person who is accused, the accused, right? Usually speak to them several times, and then potentially speak to other people. People who may have witnessed the event, depending on what it was. People who may, again, know the individual, we might call them character witnesses, right? Things of that individual. We often have to work with other offices and get their input. For example, if it's a matter with a student, we have to go to student affairs. If it's a matter of employee, we have to go to HR. We don't just listen to the first person that comes to us and go, oh, that's it, yes, you are 100% in the right. Let's just fire this person. You have to do a thorough investigation and find out just how much of the situation actually happened, what's true and what's not, what's a matter simply of perspective. Because yes, sometimes the allegations are 100% true. Other times they are complete lies. Most of the time they're somewhere in the middle. Something happened. No, neither side denies that it happened, but each side perceives it differently. But you never know until you actually look into the matter. And when a person's job is potentially on the line, and their livelihood and their reputation is potentially on the line, you have to take these things seriously. And you've got to be careful. In my line of work, it can take months to get one investigation done because we have to be thorough. Do you think Renfamous or anybody else who participated in this clout-chasing mob that ultimately resulted in Ed Piskor's death did any of that? Do you think they actually sat down and spoke with him? Spoke with the person or persons who are alleged to have been abused by him? Spoken to anybody who might know anything about the matter? I've seen Alex DeCampi's name floating around. Do you think anybody spoke to him? Because people love, and I experience this on Twitter all the time. People love to talk at you, love to talk about you, seldom ever want to speak to you. I don't think anybody who was a part of this cancel mob part of this mob mentality, ever thought for a second to actually talk to Ed or just wait for things to shake out? No, instead, folks want to grab their pitchforks like they're Gaston at the end of Beauty and the Beast, rile up the crowd, and go march and kill the beast! And now we'll never know whether or not this beast, Mr. Piskor, was guilty or not. Because now he's dead. And he's dead because of the mob mentality Renfimus is trying so damn hard to run away from. Talking about not a safe person. Anyone in the comic space right now using the phrase mob mentality is not a safe person, and everyone should be taking note. Renfimus, please take note of me. I want you to, please. I have no desire to be a safe person, not for someone like you. I will continue to call out the mob mentality wherever I see it. Because this is what happens when the mob mentality takes it too damn far. A man is dead. If he was guilty, which he could have been, not sure, but if he was guilty, he will now never experience the legal justice, right? And if he was not guilty, or if the situation was not as clear-cut as some folks want to believe it was, then guess what? His life is gone. His family suffers. He never gets the justice that he deserved. He doesn't get to eventually see his name cleared like Johnny Depp's was or Kobe Bryant's was. He doesn't get his career restored to him and his public image somewhat repaired because he's not alive to see it. And it's because people are so quick to judge, but so slow, so painfully slow to take responsibility or to listen or to show someone a little bit of grace. It is so frustrating. It is so incredibly frustrating. Especially to see a tweet like this where Renfimus is clearly trying to run away from her own culpability in this. I honestly don't know what else to say. I think I've said everything I can say, at least at the moment. All I do know is that I know Rob Liefeld uh, made a video. Yeah, I think he made a video about this. I'm trying to find it. Here we go. All I have to say is that this is terrible. This is terrible. Now, all Mr. Piskor will be known for is his comic art, and he'll be known for being a cautionary tale in a life gone too soon. I want to say that we need to do better, because we do, yet at the same time, I know that on Twitter that's not going to happen. Twitter doesn't deal in doing better. Twitter deals in being the absolute worst you can be. The worse you are, the more you are rewarded. That is the way it works. And sadly, the very people who need to hear this message likely won't. They're not going to listen. Your Renfimises of the world are not going to listen because they are so deluded and they think that they're always in the right. That they could never be wrong. That the wisdom of the crowd could never get it wrong. Right? All a tyrant needs is to simply feel that they were in the right. Hey, RJ. Anyway, I think I've said all that I can really say, at least for right now. Again, who knows how this will play out. May end up making another video at some point, but just be careful. Right? Just be careful. Humans are tribal by nature. We all engage in mob mentality and following the crowd and the wisdom of the crowd to some degree. I'm not above it. No one is. But please, even as you follow the crowd, please have enough common sense to also hold on to your autonomy and your individuality and to think for yourself and to not automatically jump to judgment, especially if you don't have all of the facts yet. Because this is what could happen. It is always sad when someone dies, but it is especially sad when they take themselves out. When you make allegations of this sort, serious allegations, especially regarding sexual misconduct or potential sexual crime, sexual violence, when you make these type of allegations, especially against a man, I'm not saying that they aren't serious when they're against women, because they are, but especially against a man. To this day, despite seeing Johnny Depp and many others, right, seeing that these things aren't always as clear cut and the man isn't always as guilty as he may seem at first, people will still automatically assume that the man must be guilty. And maybe it's because of our natural instinct to protect females or the powerless, and historically women are you know, comparatively powerless when it comes to men. Maybe it's our knowledge that women's allegations or reports of violence by men, like the husband who beats his wife or sexually assaults his wife or whatever, went unheeded for so long that now we sort of want to make up for it retroactively. I don't know what it is, but when you make allegations of this sort against a man, you are literally, his life is on the line. His reputation, his job, his work, his future is on the line. It is not a joke. And I want to be clear, it's not a joke for anybody, male or female, but especially for men. Because of that of that instantaneous he must be guilty feeling that most people, even other men, get whenever these type of allegations pop up. Because why would the accuser lie? Especially if the accuser is a woman or a child or whatnot, why would they lie, right? We automatically assume that there's no way that this person would lie. And I can tell you, having assisted in investigations, sometimes they are lying. Or again, things didn't quite play out the way that they describe, right? And sometimes they are telling the truth. But you don't know until you actually speak to them, until you actually look into the situation. But that takes time. That can take weeks, months of work. And who the hell has time for that on Twitter, right? So just easier to make allegations and to dogpile a man until he decides to write the world's worst note and take himself out of the game for good. So my heart goes out to Mr. Piskor's family and to his friends and his coworkers and his colleagues and all those who cared about him. It's just sad. It's just sad that it seems that despite very recent high-profile legal cases which show that things are not always what they seem, we still don't learn. And yeah. And please, especially if you're on Twitter and you follow me, please do not contact Renfamous. Don't tweet at her. Don't quote tweet her or anything. And please don't tweet at or quote tweet Alex DeCampi or anybody like that. Okay, because I know that some folks are going to disagree with me, but I maintain that you should not lower yourself to what others do. Don't, what's the saying, don't fight against a troll or with a troll because they're better at it, right? Don't lower yourself to their level, right? Don't pile on them because they piled on someone else. Be better than that, in my opinion. Be better than that. Be better than them, right? I think it was Marcus Aurelius who said something to the effect of that Marcus Aurelius who said something to the effect of, there we go, that the best revenge is to not be like the person who caused the injury. I might be slightly off, but I think it was him or someone similar. But either way, I firmly believe in that the best revenge is to not be like the people who you disdain. And I disdain Renfimus and others right now. So let's not be like them. Let's not, mob them because they mobbed him. Let's remember Mr. Piskor, and if individuals continue to look into the allegations, if things shake out, let's see what shakes out. Was he guilty? Was he innocent? Was it somewhere in the middle? I don't know. But I will be praying for Mr. Piskor's family, because now they have to endure one of the most horrible things a family has to go through. I know people who have lost loved ones to unaliving, and it's difficult. It's incredibly difficult and painful, and it's painful just to witness. I can only imagine how it feels, right, to lose someone that way. But anyway, that's the video. I hope you have a good day or night wherever you are, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Okay, be safe out there, and remember, no to mob mentality. Have a good day or night wherever you are. Bye.